And today I just want to talk about MCO's price, what it has been, what it is, and what it could be. So a lot of you might be wondering why MCO this year hasn't seen as much of a price increase as CRO has, given that they're both crypto.com coin, and presumably they would, as a result, have similar fundamentals to drive their prices. So starting off number one, they're different coins essentially. MCO is used as a utility coin, as they say. So it rewards you for spending and it's linked with the MCO card and the app. So you get rewards, you stake, you get benefits on the app. Whilst on the other hand, CRO is more on the exchange and attracts more attention through syndicates because you have to stake a significantly large amount in order to be eligible to syndicates such as half price on a new coin that's being added to the exchange. And there's also more trading on the exchange. So the one obvious difference between the two is one is linked with the card and the other is linked with the exchange. And CRO attracts a lot more volume through the syndicates, especially recent times. The syndicates have been oversubscribed. So there's essentially more active buying of CRO compared to MCO. And that means there's more kind of liquidity and volume in CRO. And because it's on the exchange and trading is done, that adds to the liquidity and the magnitude of the purchases of CRO potentially. Whilst on the MCO card, it is different. It's more linked to the uses of the cards, perhaps the benefits of the cards, and entitles you to specific benefits if you stake MCO depending on the amount. So it could be that on MCO card, the distribution across the level of staking can be actually pretty low. So probably 50 might be the most popular amount, and the other thing is the price. Because MCO price is directly linked to the staking requirement in order to issue MCO card. Because it is linked, it means that the price of MCO really dictates the demand in the MCO card. If the price is too low, or otherwise if crypto.com lets the MCO price go too low, it means there'll be a significant upsurge in new users and new card holders of the MCO card. And that means the amount they get reduces because the staking requirement in fiat terms reduces. So that's on one side. Whilst on the other side, if the MCO price is too expensive, that would just kill off new card owners. So that's why it is very important for MCO price to remain fairly stable. So you can see after the corona crash in mid-March that MCO actually recovered pretty quickly, quicker than Bitcoin actually, and it's since been fairly stable. And stability from crypto.com's point of view is a good thing in my opinion, as again it affects the dynamic of demand for card issuance. So some of you, certainly I was a bit disgruntled in the earlier days where I thought, which one, MCO card or MCO coin versus CRO, having to decide which one to go in and having to decide which one's more linked with the growth of the company, because essentially these tokens represent the value that the company is giving and the growth of the company and the profitability essentially. So that is probably one of the reasons why MCO price has been so stable, because it's important to control the issuance of the MCO card. And secondly, I'll show you this graph. So essentially, this is the price of MCO coin per unit, i.e. 1 MCO. So the market price is £4.12, whilst the buy price is £4.122. What this shows is the buy price, the premium added onto the market price for the buy price is insignificant. And in comparative terms, if you see the sell price, it's 4.067. So it's a lot lower, noticeably lower than the market. So what this particular circumstance shows is that it encourages buying, because the buying price is not too far from the spot price or the market price, and it discourages selling of MCO, because in order to make break even, the buy price you buy, in order for that to be equalized, the market price has to increase a significant amount in order for the sell price to hit the same level as the original buy price. So this alone controls or is able to influence the price of MCO. And Crypto.com have the ability to control this, what they call the bid-ask spread. So your buy price versus your sell price. And the larger that spread is, the harder it is to transact, because large spreads mean more illiquid market, less circulation, less buying and selling dynamic, because essentially in order to sell you need a buyer, and if there's less of those, the dynamic becomes less efficient in that sense. So this bid-ask spread can be, I would say, controlled by Crypto.com to a certain extent, whilst the other reason is usually, regardless of market, the bid-ask spread is an indication of how much volume, how much active interest, and how much trading is happening, or transactions are happening for the coin. And as mentioned, CRO is a lot higher volume, a lot more money is going in there, and it's on the exchange, which means that further means that transactions happen more frequently. Whilst MCO, because of the nature of MCO as a utility token, i.e. rewarding and only staking, those are the main kind of reasons for why the kind of dynamic is being influenced. But other than that, it suggests to me that the active buying and selling outside of those two reasons is relatively smaller in MCO coin case compared to, say, CRO. So essentially, just to recap, two reasons. The bid-ask spread is big, and number one, that can be influenced by Crypto.com, and secondly, that can be influenced by the amount of volume, liquidity or circulation or active buying and selling that is happening. And that's just the nature of the MCO card. It's linked with, this MCO coin is linked with the MCO card, whilst CRO is just a lot more market dominated. There's a lot more dynamics, buying and selling, probably more buying because of the syndicates that's pushed enormous amounts of staking, and it's more of an attractive option in terms of investment because the staking reward is significantly higher on CRO compared to MCO. So those are really the dynamics that are driving the two prices. As mentioned, CRO has seen a lot of promotion through syndicates and therefore price pump and increase, whilst MCO has remained relatively stable. There are fluctuations, and it seems to me that MCO is more correlated with Bitcoin than CRO is, but it is important nonetheless for Crypto.com to maintain that stability in order to control the demands, the rate of MCO cards being demanded. So, it is centralized in terms of both coins, And maybe one can argue that that's more seen in the MCO coin case because of the stability. And stability isn't necessarily bad. It could be a good thing. From their point of view, it's a good thing. From an investor's point of view, not so good, because you would have expected MCO to increase a lot more. So those are really the pros and cons of a centralized coin. You don't get as much volatility, but at the same time, in terms of its realized value, one would assume that because of how much MCO card has developed and in terms of its app and offering more value to customers, it should see a better increase, and therefore people benefiting a bit more financially in terms of the staking amount increasing in value, the original staking amount for the coin. But that's so contrasted to, say, Bitcoin, where the market is just fluid, there's more people transacting, and it's decentralized. So I guess that's the emphasis of centralized and decentralized. With centralized, there's more control and stability, whilst with decentralized, there's more movement and more dynamics, and perhaps whales being able to swing the value of the Bitcoin a lot more easily than MCO. So those are my thoughts. I do hope in the near future that MCO coin can appreciate slowly and realize more of the value it deserves through its amazing services, its amazing value it gives. And I think as MCO card issuance increases, as well as people actually using MCO card in terms of getting the cash back, that will help. But my hope is that MCO will be allowed to realize more of its value and not let CRO take a lot of the limelight and a lot of the promotion and a lot of the kind of a syndicate promotion. But it is understandable why we are seeing differences as explained. So I hope this video helps a little bit more. If there's any questions, let me know. If there's any thoughts or disagreements, equally let me know, because I am open to learning more. This is certainly still a new space for me, so I'm very open to learning more. But again, these are just my views, not trading advice or financial advice, but hopefully from the point of view of just trying to help spread the education, and also to think a bit more deeply into the space and this exciting space, and what could potentially grow into in the coming years. So very exciting times. So thank you for watching, and take it easy.